of war. It's called the offense. You cannot win on the defense. So in order to do anything, you got to go on the offense, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Oh, by the way, the doctor who helped Desiree Jennings so tremendously, who is a colleague of mine whom I've known for many years, Dr. Rashid Buttar, did the ordinary things that doctors like Buttar and myself do when we have patients who are in trouble, that the ordinary kind of allopathic medicine has failed. And yet we are the doctors who are under assault. Dr. Buttar has been seriously molested by the state of North Carolina, as have most of my colleagues. So
okay, let me stop you. Let me stop you. I mean, to be clear, you're saying the doctor, because she was highly publicized, he was able to contact her. You're saying the doctor who helped this lady stop the bad vaccine reaction, who was getting paralyzed, you're saying he's in trouble?
We are all, those of us who are chelating physicians, some of us go to jail, some of us lose our licenses for using our medical judgment when it's not pharmaceutical, when it's not death dealing. Helping a patient, curing cancer, for instance, if you're not an oncologist, and of course oncologists never cure cancer, curing cancer is the surest way to lose your license if you acknowledge.
Well, there have been oncologists who've cured cancer who lose their license. They put undercover people in, everything, because if people start curing cancer and the word gets out, then the establishment's huge profit center of genocide is over.
The cancer is the single most profitable medical disease that humankind has ever encountered. Dr. Leonard Caldwell, a dear friend and colleague of mine, and it would be lovely to have him on the show, Alex, he has a new book out called The Only Answer to Cancer. He says that all cancer is curable in 2 weeks. Dr. Caldwell had 6 cancer hospitals in Germany that were shut down by the German government because he was so successful. He migrated to the U.S., and voila, same story. This is, in fact, a cabal. And we need to speak out, and we need to make our choices and put our effort where our truth is.
Absolutely. Well, we know they're suppressing life extension technologies. That's why they want to bring in the world government, not just to kill us, but they say they need to get rid of us because they can't give life extension to 7 billion people. And that's the real reason they want to kill everybody, not that there aren't enough resources.
Correct.
Because there won't be enough resources with the current technology if 7 billion people start living to be 150. I want to go to some phone calls here, and I want to have you guys back soon because there's so much to cover. But doctor, when you were doing your residency, you made the point, and then when you were teaching as a doctor, and I've talked to many other medical doctors here on air, they said 20, 30, 40 years ago, seeing a child with cancer was in the ward was like, come see this leprechaun, come see this unicorn, come see this mermaid. I mean, it didn't exist. It was fabled. Now, I know 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 2-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds. I mean, it seems like everybody's got cancer. Everybody's dying from it. And they just make it into a big pageant of, yeah, everybody's got cancer now. We're all come together. Isn't it beautiful? Without asking why everybody's getting cancer. Doctor?
When I was in medical school, and I did graduate within living memory, it was in 1970, as a matter of fact, when a child had cancer, other than a Wilms tumor of the kidney, all of us were brought in to gawk at the child. That was considered to be medical education, and it didn't do much for the child. It really didn't teach us anything, but that's how unusual any cancer in a child, other than this one malignant tumor of the kidney, was thought to be. Now, the statistics are that by the year 2020, any child who reaches the age of 18 will, or whose birthday is 18 years at that point, will have either died from cancer or survived cancer in 50% of the cases. That means 1 child in 2 is expected to get cancer. That the ordinary immune system of a child is robust and vigorous, and children are very good at healing themselves. And if they're healthy and haven't been vaccinated and are eating decent food and they're in loving environments, they have wonderful immune systems, but no more. No more. Codex is helping that, the vaccines and allopathic
because they've
medicine.
taken the vitamins out of the food. They're drinking corn syrup filled with mercury all day, which they add for some reason to brain damages. They've been given all these shots to burn out their immune system. And the police and military and government people, they'll just say, you now die at 15 of cancer. You know, this is just how America is. And if you don't like it, you're a conspiracy theorist. General, how long can they carry this Holocaust out until their own enforcers realize they're working for eugenicist, psychopathic killers?
Well, as long as we keep the voices going and we keep doing pushback, and incidentally, we've got to do that. If we don't do that, then they win. So we need to continually find the weaknesses, find the place. And how long? I think if we keep pushing back, they lose, and I think we can do it in, 6 months?
Alex, they're teetering. This whole vaccine has them reeling. They are not in the position that they thought they'd be in. They thought that they would have Codex sewn up and globally implemented by December 31st, 2009. Yet, at the Codex meeting, they were planning for Codex forward movement with various strategies in 2011, 2013, 2015. They are behind schedule. They are shaky. And now is the time for us to seize our power.
Now is the time for us to seize our power. I totally agree. Folks, I don't know about 6 months, but they certainly are not invincible. Their vaccine program is blowing up in their face. People are finding out about world government. So the establishment's now being forced to admit it, but put their spin on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
New York pulled back already. You know, they were doing mandatory, and then suddenly they're not doing mandatory.
On October 5th, Arnold Schwarzenegger said, we will vaccinate every person in the state of California against H1N1. Today is 1 month and 6 days later, and to date there has been no forward movement with that attempt.
Well, look at France. Look at France. They said the law, you have to take it, and over 70% have refused. So you're right. People are finally figuring out they're being lied to. It's just key that we be there, you and others who have the truth, that everybody be there now that people are waking up, that we be there to give them the truth instead of them stumbling through life, taking another 10 years to find out what, you know, because it took us doing research, you and Bert and myself, you know, decades to figure all this out, all working separately. Now we've gotten a high level of knowledge, and people can come into this now and take advantage of all the research that people like yourselves have done.
And they should, and that's why we make all our information available for free. But I want to mention that the German populace found out through people like us, Alex, the German people found out that the politicians and the military were going to get the H1N1 vaccine without squalene, but they were going to get it with squalene, and they went berserk. They went berserk, and now nobody is willing to take the vaccine in Germany. And, in fact, the German government is imposing fines, financial punishments on doctors when their patients don't take the vaccine. So now, having miscalculated again, and they do miscalculate a lot, the German doctors are opposing the vaccine.
Yeah, I saw the headline. Over 50% are refusing to give it now. I agree. General Stubblebine, is that a probe in military terminology that we go out, confront them, they overreact and show their true intention, waking up people that weren't on our side now are by seeing the bullying of the enemy?
I think I would call that a secondary attack. You know, we know where the primary attack is going to go, but if they put out probe like that, it's more like a secondary attack to get you to commit, and then they come around and hit you with their primary attack. So we've got to be very alert to these kinds of tactics and be prepared to go on the offensive, another principle of war, in order to counteract them.
Well, no, I agree with you on that point. My point here is that by them trying to force people with fines to take the shot, that caused more people to go, why do you want me to take this so bad? I'm saying they're pushing